What we will be speaking in today's video is exactly which are the steps that you're supposed to follow when you are preparing yourself for a new trading week. So, how you're supposed to scan your watch list for potential trading opportunities, and in general, how you're supposed to approach the trading week. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm a top author on the TradingView platform and I share free education and analysis on all my platforms every single day. So I suggest you subscribe to the channel for more free education and analysis, and I will see you in the video. Okay, so today it is Sunday, so probably the best day to speak about how you're actually supposed to be approaching a new trading week. So that is exactly what we will be speaking today. So first of all, I will tell you all the steps that I follow in approaching a new trading week, and then I will also give you a full breakdown and update on the situation that currently we have on Eurocad to see what is the next opportunity that we can be looking for on the pair. And obviously we will check the pair both from a technical and in order flow perspective to see which is the best swing trading opportunity that we can actually be looking for on the pair. So let's start by which are the steps that I follow on a Sunday in approaching a new trading week. And these are the exact same steps that I suggest that you use as well. So first of all, what I obviously do is I go over all my watch list, okay? And I select which pairs I believe are providing the best setups, obviously using our rules. So we have very clear rules when it comes to actually having a pair that is satisfying the opportunities, at least from a directional perspective, because we check with students for some very specific patterns that the market creates on the monthly, weekly, and daily time frame. So our job on a Sunday is basically to scan the full watch list and see which pairs are showing one of these patterns. So we check the monthly, weekly, and daily to see if one of these patterns is present on these time frames. And those pairs, we simply add them to our watch list. And then obviously the watch list changes during the week as the price action evolves. But on a Sunday, it's very important to scan the full watch list and see which pairs are near to satisfying our rules for the direction. And then obviously during the day, we just have to check on the 4 hours for the market to actually show us one of our valid entries so we can take the trade. On Sunday, I also do the Skype call with students. And as usual, I also do the Q&A for students answering all questions. That actually I do it every day, every single day. And then obviously the market breakdown in which I show exactly to students which are the pairs that are near to satisfying their rules, just so that they can double check what they have analyzed with what is actually there. And I also show them exactly how they can take the trades with the entries, the stops, and they take profits. So that is basically my routine on Sunday. I start with the Skype call, obviously analyzing the market, then creating the watch list, making the market breakdown and showing them exactly where to enter, exit, and put their stops. And I obviously answer all their questions at the end of the day. This is overall my routine. Let's make a full breakdown on Eurocad and see which are the best zones, which is the best zone in this case to be looking for an opportunity on this pair. So let's start our analysis from the monthly time frame. Now on the monthly, what do we have? On the monthly, clearly we have a market that has created an overextended W formation. Now when you see an overextended W formation, what do you expect? After an overextended W, you expect the market to give you a retracement. Specifically, you expect the market to give you a retracement to which level? You expect a retracement to this zone here, which is exactly the previous resistance here, now turned support at this area. And why do you expect the market to retrace exactly to this area? Because from here, the market started the pattern, and this is the first support zone that the market will encounter in its retracement from this impulse. And in this case, where is the zone? The zone is exactly here, because this is the level from which the market started the pattern in the first place. And from here, you expect the market to give you this move to the upside. Specifically, what we can also see that in general, this is just a general concept. If you want informations on a retracement in the market, what do you have to do? You have to take your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse. And if we take our Fibonacci from the low to the high of this impulse, what we can see? We can see that the market retraced exactly to the 50% of the Fibonacci taken on the impulse, which is exactly what you expect. Why do you expect the market to retrace to the 50%? Because in this case, the 50% is the Fibonacci level that is aligning the best with the structure. So aligning the best with this previous resistance, which is now turned support at this area. Now, the last thing that we can see here on the monthly is that after the market retraced to this level, the market started a new move to the upside. Now, if you're asking yourself, why did the market start this new move to the upside? Because after an impulse and a correction, you expect the market at least to try to start a new impulse to the upside. It's just how the pattern works. An uptrend is a continuation of higher highs and higher lows, and a downtrend is just the creation of lower lows and lower highs, which are simply impulses, corrections, and impulses. Going down on the weekly, what do we see? On the weekly, we can clearly see that the market has approached the previous high. From here, the market has started all this huge move to the downside, and again, the market has tested this zone here and started this move to the downside. Now, one thing that we can see, if we remember, this zone here is the 50% on the monthly as we have just seen, which is also the completion zone of the monthly W formation. And on the weekly, it was very clear that the market was ready to make this move to the upside. Why? Because in approaching this zone, as we can see here on the weekly, which is something that we couldn't see on the monthly, the market was going from creating lower lows to creating higher lows. And from here, we definitely expected this explosion to the upside. And in fact, what did we say? We said in our previous analysis on Eurocad that from a daily perspective, we expected here the market to give us this retracement before the continuation to the upside. I made a full breakdown on this pair when the market was here, exactly here, explaining why we expected to see the market go for a retest of the structure that we had at this level before continuing to the upside. And I will link the previous analysis that I made on Eurocad explaining all the reasons for which from here we wanted the market to make this move to the downside and then this continuation to the upside. I will link it in the description because it is very educational and it's also exactly what the market actually did, because clearly we wanted to see the market go and grab this liquidity before making this move to the upside. And then again, when is the last time that we spoke about Eurocad? The last time that we spoke about Eurocad was after the market had created this M formation. And what did we say? In our previous analysis on the pair, from here we said, we definitely want to see the market give us this move to the upside to complete this M formation, because after an M formation, you expect the market to complete the pattern at the neckline, aka the previous support, which is now turned resistance here, which is exactly what the market did. In fact, the market on Friday gave us this nice move to the upside, which is exactly the move that we wanted to see to go and test the neckline. And why this is very important, and by the way, I will link also this other analysis in description in which I said that from here we definitely wanted to see the completion to the upside. And if you capitalized on the move, good job. And after this M formation and the completion of this M formation at the neckline, what is the next opportunity for Eurocad? Well, the next opportunity is exactly inside of this zone. Why it is inside of this zone? Because as we have already seen on the weekly, what is the situation? Just a quick reminder, make sure you comment below and you let me know which pairs or topics you would like me to analyze or cover in the next videos. On the weekly, clearly we can see that the market has not only reached the previous high, but it has also created this candle here, which is the candle that you expect the next one to fill in the wick. I also made a YouTube video only speaking about this pattern, so it's very, very important that you know it. If you see a candle like this, you expect the next candle to fill in the wick, which aligns with what we have on the daily, because on the daily, as we have just seen, we have a market that is testing the previous support, which is now turned resistance at this level. And we also have an impulse and a correction, and you expect the continuation to the downside. And we also have the confluence of the Fibonacci's inside of this area, because remember, if we want informations on this retracement, we have to take our Fibonacci on the impulse. So from the high to the low of this impulse. And clearly the market is currently in between the 50% and 0.618 retracement of the Fibonacci taken on this daily impulse. And from here, we will definitely like to see the market give us the continuation to the downside. However, we first need to see if from an institutional perspective, we have proper confluence. So we need to check the order flow to see what the biggest banks and institutions are currently doing on the euro and on the CAD. Now with the last report, what we can see on the euro. On the euro, we can see that they added another 3.9k longs and closed 15k short positions. So a massive amount of shorts getting closed, and this brings the net positions at almost 200k, which is massive, with longs at 266k and shorts at 66k. In fact, all euro pairs have been making massive moves to the upside, and that is exactly one of the reasons for which from here we expected the continuation to the upside, and one of the reasons for which in our analysis we said we want to see the correction and the continuation to the upside, and that is exactly what the market did. And currently, since we have such a massive amount of longs, we have to be very, very careful to be looking for any shorts on euro pairs. And if we go and see what we have on the CAD, we can see that net positions just reached minus 29k with an extra 3.7k shorts and 2.6k longs getting closed. So on the euro CAD, being looking for shorts is very, very risky because we don't see any backing up from an institutional perspective on what we see here from a technical perspective, meaning that this area can easily break to the upside unless institutions start closing their longs on the euro, so taking their profits on all these longs, and start adding some proper longs also on the CAD. So we have to be very, very, very careful. And at the moment, in fact, we see that this retracement is very strong, very, very strong. And if we go and see what we have on the 4-hour time frame, which as you know is the time frame for entry, because the monthly, the weekly, and the daily are the best time frames for the direction of the market combined with the COT data. But the best time frame for entry is the 4 hours. And on the 4 hours, we can see that everything is still bullish. And if everything will remain like this, the market will easily break everything to the upside. So we can't be looking for any shorts yet, absolutely not. We have to see proper confirmations from a price action perspective so that we know that institutions have started to short the euro or to close their longs, which is basically the same thing, and that they have started to add some longs on the CAD. So how we will see that? We will see that reflected on the 4-hour time frame. So with students, what we will be doing, we will not add Eurocad on watch list until we will see proper bearish price action inside of this area on the 4 hours. Only if we will see proper bearish price action inside of this area, then we will add Eurocad to our watch list. And at that point, when the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice short with a very good risk to reward and very good probabilities for a move to the downside and creation of this impulse, correction, and impulse pattern to the downside, and creation of a lower low to go and test this demand. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you. Also, make sure you go and check out the mentorship program. You find it linked in the description. It's a very complete program. You first learn all the rules of my rule-based strategies, and then you trade them live with me. Each and every day I give you a new daily market breakdown showing you exactly how to apply the strategies with entry, stop, and take profit, as well as answering every single question that you have every day, including the weekends. So I really suggest you go and check it out, and I will see you in